Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Two Friends, a short story by Guy de Maupassant. The original title is Dex Ames, that is Two Friends, and Guy de Maupassant is a French author and he published the story in 1883. The story is set in Paris when the Franco-Prussian War was happening and city was under siege. Siege means it will be under the control of the enemies, where the enemies will surround the city and not allow any important whether it can be food or it can be fuel or whatever it is, important things to go into the city, and that is one way for them to make the opposite people with whom they are doing a war to surrender to them. And the story also tells about the French bravery, German stereotypes, and discusses the nature and justification of war in the form of a conversation between the two important characters. And the main theme of Two Friends is loyalty. They are loyal to their country and they are also loyal to their friend. And closely associated with loyalty is patriotism, bravery, and even willingness to die for what one is loyal to. And the important characters are Maupassant, who is a watchmaker and he has enrolled in the National Guard during the siege. Sauvage, a draper, that is a tailor, who also used to fish regularly with Maupassant before the war. And the minor characters include a German officer who interrogates Maupassant and Sauvage, a cook named Wilhelm, and an unnamed colonel in Paris. The story opens in Paris in January 1871. At that time, Paris was in the height of its siege, and here we get introduced to the main character, Monsieur Maupassant, who is a watchmaker and who has also enrolled in the National Guard. Maupassant, who is bored, hungry and depressed, is walking along the boulevard when he bumps into his old friend Monsieur Sauvage, a draper from the Rue Notre Dame de Loretta, with whom he used to go fishing before the war. The two old friends think about the several glasses of absinthe in a cave, gain a lazy passer from the officer, and walk along the river to Argenteuil, a few miles west of the city, in the no man's land between the French and Prussian lines. And why they need this passes? This pass only they can show to enter into the place. And no man's land is when two cities are fighting with each other, there will be a common place which does not belong to any of these cities where anyone can go. Now the two start fishing, and when they see the nearby fortress of Mont Valérien firing at the Prussians, they start discussing about the war, which turns into a friendly debate at the end, of which both agree that war is definitely a tragedy for both France and Prussia, and that as long as their governments, there will be war. At this point, the two friends turn around to see four Prussian soldiers pointing their rifles at them. Now the two are captured and taken to a nearby island where a Prussian officer makes them an offer. He says that he can legally shoot them on the spot as spies, but he will spare their lives, and in return they have to give him the password they used to get through their own defense lines. Because if they have that password, they can enter into the enemy's area without any interrogation. Now the two heroically refuse to give him the password, even when the officer reminds them that their deaths will cripple their family. Realizing that they will not give him the password, the officer lines up his men into a firing squad. The two friends shake hands and exchange a tearful farewell before they are executed. The German officer orders their bodies to be thrown into the river, and without showing any sign of emotions, sees the fish which these two friends have caught, and he orders a cook to take those fishes and cook for him, and returns to his chair to smoke his pipe. And here the story ends. It's a very touching story. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.